A huge welcome to the review for day 3 of the Test match here at Lord's, and it's history in the making. After 2,594 Test matches, only 9 times in the history of the game have first innings scores been tied. And we've had exactly that with both teams ending up on 387. It took England 119 overs, India 122 overs, and with probably about 7 minutes to play at the end of the day, the big question, Kumar, Brody, do England go out with their batters, their openers? You just mentioned you sent someone else out in the day.
Yeah, that was against Pakistan, I think. We had 1 over to bat.
1 over to go.
I didn't want to risk an opener, but I don't think England's ever going to back down from a challenge. It'll be Crawley, it'll be Duckett.
There we go, to open up. It's been a ridiculous day's play once again. At the start of the day, a lot of the conversation was in and around the lead that England potentially might have. There is no lead now. How did you see the day sort of pan out?
It's quite a fascinating day's cricket. It sort of ebbed and flowed, didn't it? The first session looked like India would never lose a wicket again. And then the drama around KL Rahul reaching 100 before lunch. Rishabh Pant trying to get him back on strike, runs himself out in the process. And then 10 minutes after lunch, Rahul's got his 100 but then out. So the game sort of moved there. And then Jofra Archer came in and bowled with wonderful pace, but without a breakthrough. So it was a bit of a grind for the England bowlers. They had to work really hard. Things happened a little bit quicker for them at the back end, as it always does. But it's a sort of pitch that doesn't allow free-flowing cricket. I think 4 wickets have been the most that have fallen in a session throughout 3 days. Yeah. So it's not the sort of pitch where 7 just suddenly fall because it hasn't got the pace. Very difficult to get a batter out early in their innings, sort of caught behind with extra movement, extra pace. So it's been slow, but that doesn't mean that will continue in day 4 and day 5.
Yeah.
So a lot of Test matches over the history of time. You mentioned over 2,500 in the men's game. There'll be a lot that over 3 days sort of chugged along, and then day 4 and 5 it kicks into life. So we can hope that it will do that here.
I guess. So WinViz had it at 54% for England for a win. It's now pretty much 33s across the board. When you look at that first session, I think Brody said it perfectly, it didn't look like England were going to get a wicket. And then Rishabh Pant trying to get KL Rahul onto strike, basically to get his 100 before the luncheon break, and a little bit of Ben Stokes magic.
Yeah, Brody called it as well. He said Pant will look to get Rahul on strike to try and get him to that 100 before lunch. And I think in the context of the game, you can't highlight how important that run-out was, because that partnership was growing. Rishabh Pant was continuing to be aggressive and take the bowlers on. They had a leg side field for the short ball, and he was still taking it on. And that was, from an India's point of view, a much needed kind of impetus to the innings. And Pant was the one to provide it, and was going to provide it continuously even after lunch if he had survived. Yeah. So that run out, I think, really brought England back into the game and allowed them to control it and stay in it. And there we have it, 387, play 387, and it's really well set up. And I agree with Brody completely. This is the kind of pitch that meanders on, and suddenly it just kind of promises to have a little bit of like an instance where there could be a clump of wickets. And that'll be really exciting and really good in terms of a result being, being part of this Test match.
Let's talk England bowls to start with. Jofra Archer comes back. He dazzled with a ball in his 3rd ball, getting a wicket yesterday. He has had, if I can get that out, his 2 fastest spells in Test match cricket. Is it all about the pace? Are you looking at something else from him to say, yeah, he's definitely back?
Actually, I played a lot with Jofra. I don't think it is all about the pace with him. He's got a lovely tall action, gets bounce. He's got a bouncer that you can't tell it's coming. It's a very similar action to his length ball. He's a better bowler against left-handers, in my opinion, because of the movement away he gets, particularly with the new ball. But he controls economy rate fantastically. He's not one of these bowlers that bowls 90-odd miles an hour but leaks at 5s, because he gives width. He hits a really strong area. He's finished with 2 wickets, 1 caught over the wicketkeeper's head, which is a bit sort of unusual, but he had to wait a long time in between his first and his second. But that's Test match cricket for you. It wasn't for the lack of sort of charging in and trying and moving the game forward and trying to make things happen. But he is the sort of bowler that, come middle of session day 5, could get 3 in a spell and break the game open, and that's what you're looking for in Test match bowlers. And unfortunately, India have the best in the world at it. Jasprit Bumrah. He's someone who can get 3 in a row.
Winviz has England favourites at over 45%.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's changed again in the last little bit before we got on air because it was about 33.
I'm not sure because
you're not. Yeah.
Where's the time in the game to make England favourites? You know,
Yeah.
They need to now exactly level as we speak. 2 days to go. They need to get enough runs to rule India out of the game. So we're talking 300, aren't we? Got to be.
Has to
really.
When you look at South Africa, Australia in the World Test Championship final, you
they
know,
chose 280.
Yeah.
So it needs to be over 300. So that's going to, well, you don't know with this England team, but it's going to take more than 60, 70 overs on a surface like this.
Yeah.
And then you'll have to leave yourself enough time to get 10 wickets on a pitch that if a batter decides to go, you're not getting me out.
Yeah.
You can't get them out.
Yeah.
You need
Correct,
a mistake at times.
Yeah.
So I would actually have India. I'd have the draw as a favourite. I would have India next because if Bumrah somebody comes in and go, England are 50 for 5.
Yeah.
Cool. Big trouble.
Yeah, 100%. The other bowler, well, 2 for me. Ben Stokes, Trojan, bowled 7 overs straight. Looked as if he did. He got some lift off some good length from the nursery end. He had to be told to get off by Brendan McCullum. Sent the message down via Southie as well. Body wise, how will that sort of affect him? And that nursery end looks like to be the end that has a little bit in it.
Yeah, I think that was the right call to get him off when they did. It was roasting hot. He was sweating. His 7 overs is right at the end, and McCullum sent Southie down to tell him exactly on the money, you are stopping right now. And that was the right call. It was a brilliant spur. He got some excess bounce, and definitely that nursery end has lifted from back of a length. We saw Zach Crawley in the first session of the game get one that jumped and caught his thumb. We've seen it sort of periodically throughout, not every over, or not, to be honest, not every hour, but there's a ball in there, and maybe that's why Jasprit Bumrah's chosen that end.
Well, Jasprit Bumrah's about to start now. They've got probably 2 overs here. Bashir dropped. Who did he drop? He dropped Reddy, getting close to the tea break. Injured his little finger on his left hand, so not his bowling hand, but we haven't seen him back on the field as well. Is that a worry for England?
Yes, but maybe not so much in this innings. He will have to bowl in the next one. I mean, Root is a very competent off-spinner, but you need someone with that height and bounce. Root has a very low arm, square arm release. Bashir gets a lot over it. There's going to be some bounce and turn and some rip. It's probably going to be Bashir, so they'll want him to come and bowl and get a feel for it. They'll be, treating him with a little bit of care today, but in the bowling innings for England, the final bowling innings, he'll have to play a big part.
Who played a big part yet again in this series is KL Rahul, just the 12th foreign player to be on the honours board twice here at Lords. His 10th 100, he's 5th against England. He's got a magnificent, I think he averages 44 against England when his overall average is 35. He doesn't hit ugly runs, does he?
No, he doesn't. I mean, he's classical, isn't he? You get quite a few batters who have that style around them. Kane Williamson, Joe Root, KL Rahul. Beautiful to watch, really good alignment, very side-on player, really good on their front foot, positive in that stride here in England, and that helps him to score runs. He's very solid off the back foot, doesn't really go chasing anything that's wide, and he knows how to control the pace of his innings. So, yeah, everything to like about KL Rahul, and it's been brilliant for India, and that opening spot to have that kind of presence is so vitally important, and smart again by Crawley pulling away, a few more minutes wasted. Karun Nair walking in.
Oh, and
Shubman Gill walking in as well.
Bit tasty.
So Shubman Gill's coming in and sort of letting his thoughts be known to Zach Crawley at the back end of the day. Crawley and Duckett are having a little conversation mid-pitch, and Siraj wants to come in. The umpires are now in. So, yeah, it is spiced up at the back end of day 3 here as well. First test, India, the tail, lost 7 for 41, then 3 for 30. They stacked the order a little bit at Edgbaston, and it's come through with runs there and runs here as well, and vital runs too, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's addition that we sort of questioned after that first test match. Are they playing their best bowling attack? But I think when you really look at the context of this test match and in hindsight what happened at Edgbaston, I think it's been quite a smart decision. They've understood that they need to compete with the bat as well. And again, everyone congregating, the two batters in the middle talking to each other. They don't want to face more than 1-2 overs at the most. And
do we know the
spicing it
official
up.
time here? Do we know what the clock is saying? What's your watch saying?
Well, I've got 6:28.
I think so. They're trying to make this the last over if
Yeah.
they can, but I think they'll go for one more. Spicing things up. It looks set up for a really good contest. I think tempers are fraying. It's been long, hot days out in the sun, and both sides are angling for a win. Both feel that they're in the driving seat, and that makes for really good watching and really good cricket.
Brody, we've been chatting about this off air. It's going to be England that are going to sort of dictate things, because India can almost sit back and say, well, how are you going to play this out, England?
Yeah, England's mindset is always, how do we shape the win? But I don't think they'll be looking at that tonight. They need to have a good night's sleep. They've been in the field for a lot of overs in this series so far. They feel like they're constantly bowling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's having one of those times. It's been hot here at Lord's. So tonight's not the night. We can see emotions are quite high out there. Tonight's not the night to start thinking too far ahead and where do we get to. Have a night's sleep, come back tomorrow and go, right, what do we realistically think about this surface? How are we feeling? How many runs do we think? And actually, let's go and play for an hour with positive intent, as we always do.
Yeah.
Play in our normal styles, as Zach Crawley's just taking his glove off just to sneak another 30 seconds out of it, I think. And the physio's coming out. Yeah, this will be the last over of play.
This will be.
It's all kicking off. But
Are we at Lord's in England, or it feels like from the crowd reaction there seems to be more
Yeah.
Indian supporters here at the moment?
I
as
don't
well?
think India. I don't think
Some
India can complain about the batters taking their time. To be fair, do you?
Well, it's interesting here because there's no personal space out in the
The
middle.
umpires need to get a grip of this.
I think I'm completely with you, because Ben Duckett and Shubman Gill were basically chest to chest.
But I think this is a point in the overall test match in terms of the umpires controlling things. Whether it's
point.
a ball change, whether it's time wasting, whether it's drinks, whether it's players just meandering around. You talk about slower rates, yes, quality is needed. I'm always on the side of quality over quantity, but you can't have passages of play where the umpires have no control, and they need to really step in. And this is another instance where they really need to stop it quickly. Yeah, it's interesting watching, but it's not great in terms of really getting quality cricket in.
Yeah.
And that's been a feature of this. I think they're about to go off as well. I think they've run past time. It did
In all
hit
fairness, it's whacked him on the
It's
finger.
fair whacked him on the hand.
And then coming back to the point about India trying to sit and wait it out, I think that's going to be a negative attitude for them, and it could allow England to get away. So I think India must press for a win and really look for wickets. But that's the way they're going to put even more pressure on England, as Shubman Gill, the replay of him wagging a finger in Zach Crawley's face. Possibly the last delivery.
Jaffa.
That it is, but it doesn't find the outside edge. That is the end of Bumrah's over. And as we look up, it looks like it's also the end of the day's play as well. So England survive. The openers of Duckett and Crawley, they've got 2 on the board, which means it is a lead of 2 as well to England. So, yeah, it got a little bit spicy, a little bit heated out there at the back end of the day. Stuart Broad, you're saying that first hour for England, just bat and then make the assessment from there as to...
Yeah, not in a lack of clarity way. It's not sort of just float into there. The third innings is the hardest innings to bat in Test match cricket if you don't have clarity in what you're looking to do.
Yeah.
So it will be a positive movement. Let's look to put the Indian bowlers under pressure. But the Indian bowlers have been superb with the new ball throughout the series, completely out-bowling the England bowlers with the new ball. So there is a threat there. But also the new ball's the best time to score. So England will have that mindset.
Yeah, and for India?
It's wickets. Bumrah with that new ball, Siraj, how the rest bowl in support, and then spinners on a 4th-day pitch to try and get some turn out of it. I agree with Brody completely. If England come tomorrow, and they depend heavily on a good opening stand as well, Zach Crawley and Ben Duckett, if they get going, they score very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And Duckett will bring out his sweeps and reverse sweeps against spin. So breaking that partnership, breaking both of them and doing it quickly is going to be really good key for India.
It seemed as if it was hard to get wickets today at certain times. There were run-out opportunities that England didn't take. Eventually, there was wickets at the back end of the day. So it is all set up beautifully for day 4 here at Lord's. England have a 2-run lead. If you want to join us here on Sky Sports early before the start of day's play, I think you're having a great chat about time out of the game alongside Nasser Hussain, who'll be coming off the long run, a longer run than you probably tomorrow, with Mike Atherton. But if not, join us for the review at the back end of day 4. We'll see you there.